Hello, good afternoon. My name is Wale Olaoluwa, and I welcome you to this edition of Leadership Tips. Thank you so much for joining us. This is what we do every Thursday where we come and discuss leadership, nothing but leadership. And I want to appreciate you so much for keeping faith with us every week and being part of what we are doing here. I have no doubt that we need to escalate our leadership so that we can serve people better. Leadership is about serving people. Leadership is about delivering quality to people that we lead so that they can become better, and our own leadership too can be said to be better. That is all we do here on Leadership Tips. This is Leadership Tips. My name is Wale Olaoluwa. Let's enjoy this edition again together. It's going to be very great because I'll be discussing leaders and subordinates. Leaders and subordinates. You know, when you have people working with you and you are the leader, sometimes we get carried away because we are on top there, and what we do is final, what we say is final. Now, that is the attitude of so many leaders who don't understand leadership, because majority of such people think that leadership is just position. And once I'm in position, I'm a leader, I am the head, and whatever I want is what people must want. Whatever I say is what must be final. That is not leadership. True leadership is far more than that. So today, I'm going to be discussing leaders and subordinates. What do I mean by leaders and subordinates? People who are under you. Subordinates are those who are lower in ranks, in position, in space, in whatever, in terms of responsibility. Those are subordinates. So subordinates are people who are lower in rank to us, who are under us, who are serving, who are answerable to us, who take instructions from us, or who report back to us. So whether you're a school principal, whether you are a leader in the market, whether you're a politician, a governor, a president, any area of leadership you are serving, you always have subordinates. And those subordinates are important. Let me tell you something. Subordinates are blessings. They are blessings to leaders, and they are blessings to leadership. If you are the type or a leader who feel my subordinates are not important, then you are missing it. There is no leader who do not have people. In fact, one of the greatest leaders of our time, John Maxwell, quotes it this way and used to put it this way: if you're a leader, you are leading, and no one is following you. You are just taking a stroll. So when you have people around you, you are blessed. When you have people around you, you are good to go. Subordinates are always there. Subordinates are people who help you to do one or two things or the other. Subordinates are your faces. Subordinates are your voices. In most cases, when you're not there, they are the one who speak on your behalf. They are the one who is helping your work to move forward. So we need to understand how we relate with them, because relating with them will determine your leadership. It will determine how great or how bad your leadership can be. So today, I want to just share briefly on what we must do, what we must never do, in terms of what it takes to relate with subordinates, because subordinates are very important. Subordinates are blessings. Subordinates are great addition to our work, and with or without them, we know our work cannot go places. No matter how great a leader is, if he doesn't have people to work with, at best he will struggle. It will be limited. Nothing will move. So no matter who you are in leadership, just know and acknowledge the representations, the contributions of people that are working with you, those subordinates. So irrespective of the position you occupy, always have that consciousness that subordinates are there for a specific reason in your life, in your work, in your business, in anything you're doing, even in your ministry work. So subordinates are important. Now, when we talk about subordinate, what are those things we must never do with subordinates in order to enjoy their commitment, to enjoy their loyalty, to enjoy their total dedication? That is very, very important. Number one thing you must never do with a subordinate, number one thing, you must never belittle a subordinate. Don't belittle subordinates. I mean, it will demoralize them. It will destroy their psychology. It will weaken their immune system. So when you belittle a subordinate, you are simply sending a wrong message to him. And if you belittle a subordinate, especially before people, it has a way of affecting that subordinate. So please, don't belittle a subordinate. No matter what happened, no matter the issue, don't belittle them. Irrespective of their position, irrespective of their status with you, don't belittle them. They are great minds. They are people that God brought your ways. They are people God is using to help your business, to help your ministry. So don't belittle them. Don't say because you are the leader, whatever I say, I can do anything, I can say anything. No, no, don't belittle them. They are men of honor. They are women of honor. They deserve respect. Subordinate deserves honor. So don't belittle them. Don't use your position to harass them. Don't use your words to belittle them. That will not be good. So that's number one. Don't belittle a subordinate. Number two, don't play favorites among them. When you have people working with you, don't play favorites among them. Don't tell others that, look, I love this person, I trust this one more than all of you. I mean, you are creating a problem for yourself. Even if you trust that one person, or your eyes or your hope is on that one person, that is your personal decision. That should be inherent in you, and that is not for everybody. So let it be within you, but don't use it to relate to others. The trust you have for one person is okay, it's not misplaced. You can trust someone. But listen, sometimes, in most cases, when you announce you trust someone openly, that person might even end up to be the one to betray you or to go against whatever you stand for. So please keep it to yourself and relate with others in the same way. So don't play favorites among them. Don't show them I prefer you more than you. That will destroy a lot of things. It destroys morals in others. It destroys their commitment. It destroys their loyalty to you. Because if they know you don't believe in them, if they know that, look, we're just working with you, he doesn't trust us, then they will feel, what is the purpose? They are just passing time with you and earning your salary. So always show that all of them are equal. Show equality in relating with them. You can now deal with them individually, but when it comes to equality, show that equality. That is very, very important, and it will go a long way in stabilizing your leadership. Number three, never fail to pay attention. Never fail to pay attention to subordinates. Subordinates under you, they are different people. They have different psychology, they have different makeup, they have different things. So it's now left for you to pay attention to them. Don't relate with them based on this one is extrovert and the other one is introvert, so every one of them must be together. No, you must understand their peculiarity. You must understand their psychological makeup and relate with them on that basis. So give each subordinate attention. Give them specific attention. Don't give one attention to the detriment of the other. In other words, find out more about them. Take time, discuss with them, sit with them, and get to know things that they will not say normally. That is where you need to understand listening. I spoke about listening, I think last week, and I said that when you listen, it gives you benefit to understand people. So in dealing with your subordinate, make sure that you give them attention. Each of them has specific need. Their needs are not the same. Their fears are not the same. Their worries are not the same. And everything you need to understand about them. So you must understand that. You must give each of them specific attention to be able to attend to their needs, to be able to meet up with whatever that is troubling them. You can counsel them and all that. That is very important. And that is what every leader must do. Don't be a leader that feels, I don't care about you, I'm paying you salary, and so whatever you feel is not my business. I mean, when they are down, understand with them. When they are stuck, understand with them. It doesn't reduce you as a leader. It doesn't take away your leadership. It simply shows the humanity in you. We must not be too carried away by opinions, by standard and so many things. People are important than opinion. People are important than whatever we think we know. People. That is the purpose of leadership. So give them attention and be specific with them. And number 4, never use abusive language on your subordinate. Never use abusive language on your subordinate. It's terrible, some leaders who feel, because I'm the leader, I can say anything. It's terrible. How do you demean people with your words? How do you abuse people with your word? And you feel it will not bounce back to you? Listen, what goes round comes round. If you abuse people, they will look at you one day, they will abuse you. At most, they will lose the job. The highest you can do is to terminate their work with you, to tell them, I don't want to work with you, leave my organization, leave the ministry, leave this job, leave this office. That's the highest they will do. But listen, they will never take it when you begin to insult them. People have personality. People have their individuality. And so their individuality deserves honor, deserves respect. You can't just say, I'm working with you so I can insult you anyhow. They will walk away from you. And if they walk away from you, you know what? They will succeed. They will leave. Without you, they will leave. And you will get to hear about them later. Listen, don't abuse people in leadership. Don't use your mouth to destroy people. Don't use derogatory language because you are the head. And because you are the head, whatever you say is final. And let me address pastors, because I am also one. If you're a pastor, don't get used to the idea of going to the pulpit to abuse your members. From the pulpit, using languages, even in meetings, don't use that. Don't say that. Please respect people. Even if you disagree with them, if you don't like their method, if you don't like their ways, respect them. You can disagree in a respectable way. Somebody said, close the door of relationship very gently, because you might need to go through it again. So that is very important. Don't lose consciousness that, look, I am a leader. Because you're a leader, there are a lot of things you must take. You must take insults, you must take whatever. But don't get to a level where you have openly be using abusive languages on people who are working with you. It diminishes you. It reduces your leadership. It breaks down your influence among the rest of the people. Because if they know you are vulgar with your words, if they know you are vulgar with your language, then they will begin to think twice before deciding whether to keep working with you or not. So respect people. Don't abuse them. Don't curse them. Don't use those languages that diminishes them, diminishes their person, reduces their morale. Don't do that, because that will give your leadership away. And number 5, never take away their liberty. Listen, people who are working with us, they have a right to live. They have a right to their opinion. They have a right to whatever, to their thinking. They have a right by themselves. Just like you have a right as leader, they also have a right. So the fact that someone is working with you does not subsume his right under your own. And they don't give you that permission, don't trample upon it. They have liberty. They have a right, to stay back. They have a right to do anything. It is now left for them to speak to them, to negotiate with them, to appeal to them, to beg them, if you want me to use that language, and whatever. And listen, if you're a great leader, you don't even need to beg. If you're a great leader with influence, people will follow you naturally. I mean, influence is described as ability to make people follow you without you forcing them to. That is influence. So when you have people, when you have your subordinates, please give them room, let them breathe. Don't say, because it's my work, you do what I want. You order them around and give them assignments at odd hours. Even if you are giving them assignments at odd hours, be humane with it, with your language. I mean, let them know, look, this is essential, this is important. I need you to help me do this. Don't say, I command you, I mandate you. All of those things make you as a little, it portrays you as a little leader. Respect their time, respect their priority, respect everything about them, their liberty. They have liberty to be with their family. They have liberty to spend time with themselves. And so don't say, because of your work, because of your own assignment, then you take away their liberty. No. I mean, if you're a pastor too, respect the liberty of people that you are pastoring. Don't hold them down in the program for endless hours just because you are enjoying it on the pulpit. I mean, they need to go to work. They need to do other things. Please, tailor your program in such a way that you can also give them their liberty. Liberty to plan, liberty to move around, liberty to hustle, liberty to walk, liberty to do a lot of things. So don't tie them down. Don't hold them down because you feel, oh, I mean, whatever I say, they will be here. Listen, a time will come when they discover that, look, they are living a life that is not helping them. When they discover that, they will leave you alone. And then at the end of the day, you might end up being the only one in that leadership boat. So this is where I want to stop now. So it's very important that we follow this so that we know how to deal with subordinates, those who are working with us, those who are answerable to us, those who we are leading is very essential. So this is what I will say today. And we hope that next week when I come, I'll be able to share some other insight about tips that can help your leadership. Don't forget what we have shared today. And if you practice this, you'll be amazed at the results you begin to get in your leadership. People have ability to commit themselves to you if they know you are interested in their own life. But if they know you don't care about them, you only care about yourself, then they will decide. They will begin to think of their loyalty to you. They begin to think of their dedication. It's not everybody that is disloyal. But sometimes, by your attitude, by what we do in leadership, we make people disloyal. This is where we end. Thank you so much for joining us. If this broadcast is blessing you, please send a personal message and let's know how it is helping you. And if you have any question, you can get to me personally and you can DM me, and then I will respond to your questions. And if you have need for training in your organizations, in your offices, in the ministry, in the churches, please get across to us in Leadership Frontiers, and we will come around and do training, leadership training for your organization. God bless you. Thank you so much. You are lifted. Thank you. Join us.